That's it. I swear that's the fastest 30-second countdowns ever. Every time I'm sitting for one of those, I'm like, it's about to be over. It's about to be over. Anyway,
Okay.
what's up, y'all? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Sorry, I'm having some weird tripod issues, but welcome to Free Thinkers. We are a little bit late, so I apologize. So I'll certainly just ramble here for a little while, and hopefully some folks will mosey their way back on over here since we are starting a little bit late. But definitely happy to have those that are already here sitting tight, waiting for conversation. Glad that y'all are already here. If you are in the comment section of any of the streams, let us know where you are catching us from. If you are over there on our YouTube channel, thank you, thank you, thank you. We've had, I think, like 3 or 4 new subscribers since last week. So that's always exciting to go to the YouTube channel and see that there's a few new people. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, it is Free Thinkers Worldwide. There's quite a few Free Thinkers pages on both Facebook and YouTube. So we always have a hashtag in front of Free Thinkers, and then on YouTube it's worldwide. So it's Free Thinkers Worldwide over there on the YouTube channel. Of course, you can subscribe, hit the little bell that will send you the notifications. And really the only time you're going to get a notification is on Tuesday, whenever we set up our live stream and have it ready for Tuesday night. And it's, of course, a good reminder, good way to be reminded that, oh, hey, they're going to be live tonight. So the subscription and the notifications is always appreciated. So definitely jump over to the Free Thinkers Worldwide page over on YouTube if you haven't, and subscribe. And of course, always share. And then all of our conversations, all of the meat of what we do is also always found over on the Facebook Free Thinkers group page. Sometimes there's lots of conversations. Sometimes there's not lots of conversations. Sometimes it's wild conversations. Sometimes it's all over the place conversation. It usually is all over the place conversation, but that is where a lot of our conversations here and topics here come from. If ever you are interested in, of course, having conversations with folks outside of the live chat, the Facebook group page is a fantastic spot to engage with others and just read and watch and just see the different stuff that has been shared over there on the Facebook group page. So a lot of our stuff is over there. Of course, all of our videos are on both the YouTube channel and the Facebook page. But definitely great places to follow us, to always stay, up to date with what's going on, where we're meeting at, what our topic is. Free Thinkers Worldwide, both places, YouTube and Facebook. Everything should be public right now.
Live.
Do what?
It's not showing like you're live. That's what I was looking at on your page. Are you on your?
It shows it's live here. It says we're 3 minutes in live. Let me see.
I don't see it on your page, and I'm looking on Free Thinkers too, and I don't.
Well, it won't go to Free Thinkers because StreamYard doesn't go directly to to YouTube channels anymore. So it's mine is up. Mine's up. I don't think I can share it though. For some reason lately they keep making mine private. So you can only see it on my page if we are friends. It should be up on Q's page though. I'm gonna go to the YouTube
Q's page. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to the YouTube channel and I'm gonna copy in the Free Thinkers group page as well, just so that the YouTube stream is up there. Let's see.
Yeah, it's on Q's page there. I'll post the YouTube so people know too on my page.
Yeah, I don't know. I noticed the last couple Tuesday nights, like I'll try to change my audience, my permissions in the stream on my page, and it does not allow me to change it. So, and it just recently started going to private only, and I don't get that. So let me see. Okay, Free Thinkers. So if you're just sitting here watching us kind of mess with technology, that's cool. Get signed in, get logged in. We are going to talk about gender swap tonight. Last week we had a great conversation. I had some great feedback after last week's conversation. Last week was a part.
What were they saying? Tell me.
I had a few people pull me this weekend in person, and they're like, wow, they're like, y'all really get emotional like that, like y'all really be sharing like that. And I was like, dog, that's just and I think sometimes maybe some people are uncomfortable with that. And I'm okay with that. Crying is one of those types of human responses that unfortunately a lot of people have been taught is a sign of weakness
Yeah.
or something negative connotation. And on one hand, do I want to be walking around like a crybaby? No, I don't. And I'm not, like I don't
Yeah.
walk around like a crybaby. But if an emotional moment is taking place, you're not going to see me shove that down. You're not going to see me, try to act like that isn't real. And of all the places in the world that I'm going to try to be the most vulnerable and authentic is going to be on here. So I have no issues with, being emotional and showing emotion. And then, in that process, you see how a person works through stuff. You can
Yeah.
physically see a person's brain working through things. And one of my friends, I think he was really taken aback by it. I think that just seeing, me be emotional, Anna share her experience and her be emotional, and you share your experience, and Q ask the questions that he asked, and us kind of all responding. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know maybe what this person expected, because this person knows like what our dynamic is, right? But he was really taken aback by like just the emotional piece to that conversation. And
Yeah.
I took it as, I hope more than anything, anybody who watched that and followed where that conversation came from and how it went to where it went, got something so much greater out of that dialogue than just, oh, did he do it or did he not do it? Is he complicit? Is he not complicit? Because I think that we fairly acknowledge that there's a lot of pieces to that dynamic last week that we were talking about. And I think it's fair to acknowledge all the dynamics. I think that when you don't acknowledge all of the pieces, it does do, a disservice to trying to have a comprehensive conversation and a real fucking conversation that includes all of the parts that not everybody wants to talk about. But that's how you make progress. Like that's how you try to push the wheels of change, in my opinion. So I think that people who show their vulnerability to a certain degree, I think there's a lot of power in that. So, I commend anybody who's ever been on here and had an emotional moment. Maybe you caught yourself, maybe maybe you didn't let it slip out from behind your eyes, but I am usually not that good at holding it in. So
Yeah.
but it was we had a lot of views on that conversation
Yeah.
last week.
I noticed that.
Yeah, I was
I
really
noticed
happy
that.
with that. Did you had you had any feedback at all by chance?
I feel like anybody that knows me that watches Free Thinkers doesn't talk to me about it. But that's like this weird dynamic with people in my life in general. Like I'm not even kidding. Like even like music stuff. Like I some like don't have conversations with people. Like it's almost like a different world or different person that they don't really know or whatever the case may be. But people don't talk to me about free thinkers at all.
That is okay. I even
Yeah.
have, like, I go to the same club all the time. Like that's my little cheers. That's my little spot, right? It could be a Tuesday, it could be a Wednesday, like whatever. Like that's my little spot. And so it's like all my family, right, that works there. And they know all about free thinkers, of course. And for a Sunday night when I was up there, one of the guys that works there, he's like, "How's the show this week?" And I was like, "Oh, you missed it," So I love that even though, maybe this person didn't watch it, like he still, hey, how was the show?
Yeah.
What's going on with the show? And there's been a couple times I've, been at the bar and somebody will come up and they'll be like, "Oh, she's got a podcast," and they be talking about everything. And it's
Yeah.
fun to be able to introduce that to people in the most randomest of places. So you never know.
Yeah.
But I was wondering if anybody said anything to you, because I definitely had some people make some comments about last week. But I loved last week's episode. I actually watched it about 2 or 3 times since last Tuesday, and it was good. It was necessary. It needed to
Yeah.
happen.
I
So I'm
didn't
glad.
have a chance to watch it in full yet, but I
Mhm.
really do like how we addressed the Diddy conversation. I love how we addressed it. I felt like you said it was fair because we truly addressed all angles. And I don't feel like I have yet to see anyone tackle it in that fashion where we're like, okay, we're going to talk about it. Let's talk about it. And I feel
Right.
like we're the first group that I've seen actually really talk about it because it is sticky,
It is.
So
It is. And I think that a lot of people probably don't do most
sticky or slippery.
right.
both.
Stop.
People don't do a lot of conversations justice because they don't look at it like we use the reference all the time of the elephant in the room, and everybody's just seeing a different part. It's the same fucking animal. We just all get a different perspective of it. And I think so often, people get into their think tanks, or they get into their collective spaces where they might not see the different part of the elephant, right? Or have a hard time even looking at, let's say, somebody else's suggested part of the elephant because people refuse to look at the part that they see, right? So I think that being able to talk about all the different sides to things like that, to controversial, sensitive, triggering conversations, I like to believe we do a damn fair, fine job at addressing a lot of pieces. And I think that has to, our integrity, that has to count for something, even if I have a certain belief and you have a certain belief and Q has a certain belief, it's not just like, one person's belief rules, right? Like, no, we all get to share our perspective and just kind of chew on it from there. Do you have any good luck today, Q?
I'm usually right most of the time, though.
You're usually right most of the time.
Happy birthday again, Q.
What's that?
Happy birthday again.
Oh, thank you. So appreciate it.
Did you get your birthday present today?
Well, I don't call it a birthday present, but we got.
I know. I'm just trying to make you feel better.
I don't do what I got to do till I had to.
I know that's right.
We had one. What was that? One car is 22 years old. The other one had 200-some thousand miles on it. It's like, just time.
Yeah.
Let's get it done.
So, did you choose something?
Yeah, I choose something. I'll show you.
Okay, I'll see it Tuesday. I'm gonna see it on Tuesday when we have your birthday party at the in-person Free Thinkers next Tuesday.
I'm trying to think what I want. Some nachos, or do I want that burger? Was good too.
I know that burger was on point. We'll have more details about next Tuesday on the Free Thinkers Facebook page as the week goes on. But definitely join us next week for our in-person up at the food truck. It will be hot as hell, so be prepared. It's gonna be warm up there, but it's a damn good time. And evening time maybe not so bad. It's definitely been a good breeze most of the evenings in the summer for some reason now, but whatever. It's windy. But we will be in person next week. So anyways, anything y'all want to share?
I'm just trying to figure out, because my stuff be tripping on my page. I tried to go to your page, Nikki, and I don't see the live on your page. Do you know why?
It's on my if you go to my profile, it's showing live. Like if you go to my profile page, it shows like I've got the red ring around my picture on my profile, and the video's on there. For some reason, though,
I have it where I'm at. Am I looking at them?
Yeah, I was telling Nikki the same thing. Yeah, it doesn't show. That's why I was like, let me grab the YouTube so at least people can see that we're live, and then I'll put the link in it because it's not showing.
It's cute because I sent it to your page. Hold on, let me go to your page.
It's on my page, but I can't share it from my page for whatever reason. And that's
I can't share it from my page either. It's like forcing
it. That's been going on for a couple months. Like I've been having a real hard time sharing from my page. I don't know what
I don't see it on Q's page either, so I don't know. Maybe I gotta log out and log back in next time, but I don't see it on Q's page.
That just show you how people be lying. They lying. So
they're going to YouTube. Or they're going to YouTube, or they're doing a rewatch.
No, but I'm saying, like, if you don't show it as recording on my page, I can see it on mine. Nikki can see it on hers, but I can't see it on Nikki's, and you can't see it on mine. So it's like, that's the stuff they make you think that you're showing live. Oh yeah.
That's absurd.
What'd you say?
Are we shadow banned?
It's something going on because it's live on my profile, but when I go to Q's
live on mine too. When I go to yours, then it don't show either. Why y'all lying to us then? They try to make you just be lying. So then what happens sometimes is after it's finished recording, and it loads back up, then I can share it sometimes, but it doesn't allow me to share it in real time.
And we used to be
All
able
the
to.
time.
No big
Yeah.
deal. I
Something
could change.
happened maybe like a couple
change
months
the
ago and it changed. You said
But
what?
it works for high IQ because I saw y'all online yesterday.
It ain't always been work. You know what? And maybe that's just because Ivory was the one who loaded it up. When I
And
load
Ivy now
mine
shadow
up,
banned.
probably not. It's probably not. When I'm the one who sets it up and load it, then I had the same issues.
That's weird. All right, I'll have to do some research since obviously it's a reoccurring thing. I thought maybe being with my page, but if
Told you
it's
it's
doing
coming.
it, it's not. But yes, a great reason, Denise, a great reason to go to the YouTube channel and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you will never, ever, 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 ever miss whenever we hit that live button.
Exactly.
Crazy.
So we've got gender roles. Denise, this was your idea, so I'm gonna let you introduce and kind of let us know what your thoughts were on this, and let's rock and roll. Shit, it's 8:30.
Okay, y'all. So thank you for being patient with us while we work through our technical issues. Here we are. So today we're going to be doing something we're calling a gender swap. And what that means is we're going to ask whoever the men are online, what would they do if they were in a situation as a woman? We're going to let them explain to us what they would do. And we're going to confirm or deny whether or not that's actual plausible point of like action that they could take that would actually be like a good action to take, and vice versa. So then Q's going to ask us if we were men in a particular situation, what would we do? So I think the reason why I came up with this idea, I don't know if I think it came up 2 weeks ago, but what made me want to do it even more so is when we were talking about the Diddy Cassie situation and Q asked the question about people who go back to their abusers. And it made me go, okay, I think that's a good question, because I think if we put ourselves in someone else's shoes and we say, hey, if I was in a situation, I would be doing X, Y, or Z, but you don't really fully know the full capacity of what it is to be another gender, it's hard to understand. But if we put ourselves in these scenarios, I think it makes it easier to break down the nuances of situations like this, if that makes sense. So is that my girl?
It is. She
I got somebody else here, but she doesn't want to be on camera. So
it's all good. She can ask questions though.
she sure
Get a code name and everything. So that's it in a nutshell. We are pretending to be another gender for specific scenarios, and then we're going to have an exchange afterwards. So that's what we are doing. Q, since you are the odd man out, do you want to start first? And you have to provide details because I tested this out earlier today. So you do have to provide details to the context of your scenario. You know what I mean?
Right. I want you to go first.
Okay. I wish we had some non-binary people on. I really do. I really, really do, because I want to ask some questions from the non-binary perspective, but I have some here, but I would want them to tell us whether or not that would be a thing, but we'll try it anyways. And if we have some non-binary people in the comments, like, please feel free to like hop in or at least tell us what you feel. Okay, Q. Oh, I'll start with the question I was going to ask you the other day when we first talked about it. You're a woman.
Okay.
You are a petite woman, like 5'2". Okay.
Right.
And you're little. You're like, the wind blows and you're gone. You know what I mean? You're a very small, petite woman.
Ivory Denise talking about you on the
crew. The wind blows. Go. You're Ivory, okay? You're walking down the street. It's nighttime. I'm gonna give you two scenarios. It's nighttime. Specifically, I'm trying to think if race matters in this scenario. I'm gonna say race doesn't matter in this particular scenario. There will be cases where it will. And a man is approaching you, but he's just flirting with you, or he's attempting to flirt with you, but he's not doing anything aggressive.
Where are we at?
You are in your neighborhood, but you're not on your street. And on the
Like
street,
walking through the neighborhood, maybe.
you're walking through the neighborhood, but you're not on a busy street. You're on a more kind of like remote, quieter, darker kind of street. No one's outside. It's just you and this other person. How are you handling that situation?
Okay, it's probably going to be similar with both scenarios. So I'm small, petite. I'm walking through the neighborhood. A man approaches me. Like just wants to talk. Hey, how you doing? Or is they like trying to come on to me? Like
trying to come on to you, putting a full court press, like on something like, damn girl, you looking good in those yoga pants, and you're like, oh shit.
So what time is it?
Let's say 10
p.m. Okay. So I'm sitting, and those things make a difference to me as well. Now, it's not just about me, but it's about the decorum of that other person. So, oh Lord Jesus, am I crying? But so and the reason I asked that is because it speaks to your level of awareness as well too. So if I am to say something about that, then you should fully and understand immediately. Oh, hey, okay, I appreciate it. I'm flattered. Usually I'm not speaking to anybody this time of night. But if you want to exchange information, then we can continue this conversation at another time. Can't promise you anything, but yeah, that's now, and everything is based off of how respectful they are to my wishes and understanding. If they persist or in any other type of way, then we escalating differently.
What if you have no interest in this person or continuing the conversation? What if the scenario is you're not interested?
So if I'm not interested, I probably wouldn't say I'm not interested. If I have a significant other, then I let them know I have a significant other.
And if you're like, damn, baby, you can't have friends.
See, and then see, boom, the flag is immediately turning red. Because what I am going to do, the first thing I'm going to do, single or not, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Yeah, I'm in this neighborhood too. At this time of night, I'm really not speaking to anybody, just for my own protection.
You would say that. You would say that.
Absolutely. You want to say that because based upon how that person responds, lets you know what they up to, or let you know if they are a decent human being who maybe was just interested and want to talk to you. But if they have respect and decorum, the moment you say that, hey, you know what? I totally get it. I understand. Let me give you my information, and then hopefully maybe we can, maybe I can get in touch with you at a different time. And boom, any respectable person should be, oh, I got it. No problem. Here, let me give you information. Hopefully I see you a little bit later, but it's nice meeting you. And you gone because you understand the position that the lady is in. Anything else if they try to
have this conversation, or are you still walking? What are you doing when in the middle of this conversation?
No, I'll stop. See, because what happens is, again, if I'm 5'1", 120 something pounds, whatever, I'm a petite individual. Outside of me pulling out a knife or pepper spray, then there's not much I'm going to be able to do in addition to that anyway. So at that point in time, it's always better for you to I'm trying to say confront, but I don't mean it like confront, like being confrontational, but you want to stand up and show who you are. You don't ever want to come off as weak or anything, but a part of me stating how I feel at that moment, it really dictates a lot on how the conversation will go past that.
Nikki, do you want to add to the scenario, create a different scenario, kind of similar to the scenario, before we assess Q's answer?
I feel like that's a great, and in theory, I feel like that's great feedback, right? I feel like one, a man shouldn't be approaching a woman at 10 o'clock at night, jogging through the neighborhood anyways. Like I would want him to know that by itself is going to make me a little fucking leery. It's going to make me a little standoffish. I'm a totally single woman running through the neighborhood at 10 o'clock at night. This would definitely not be the right time to approach. Now, if you're just so hell-bent on trying to shoot your shot and man, I'm never going to see her again. Let me find a way, right? It's the way in which maybe he presented himself, sure. But if the way that you described it, Denise, like, oh, baby, you this, and, you can't have no friends. And I feel like sometimes there's not a right way to turn him down. So even if you try to assert in the beginning, I'm not with the shits, some men will take that as a fucking challenge to see, like, well, let's see how far we can go with this. And then, a man is going to be like, I apologize, you're right. This is probably not the appropriate approach. Everything I think has to be felt out. Each person has to be felt out properly, right? But I sometimes in that particular situation, that exact situation, you almost could do everything right and it still not go the right way.
Right.
It gets tough. So I don't fucking jog at night. I don't jog when it's dark. I don't go. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I wouldn't be alone when I'm dark. And if I am, I'm going to be carrying. Like, that sucks. But
so, Nikki, what I was saying, I agree with you. You can almost do everything right, and if a person is who they are, then what would you be able to do about it? My whole thing is, I want to know in order to be able to assess the situation up front instead of trying to figure out the situation. So I don't know if you was going to ask me this, Denise, but in another scenario, I think you mentioned in the text, somebody's walking behind you. I'm a small, petite woman, and you feel somebody walking behind you. In a situation like that, I stop, I'll turn around. And one or two things. Oh, hey, I'm a slow walker. You can go ahead and pass me. I walk kind of slow sometimes. You can pass me. Or, hey, I'm sorry. I felt somebody walking behind me. I didn't know who it was. I just, I'll just letting you pass me because in order for me not to, feel uncomfortable, you can go ahead. Or I just don't say anything. I'll just stop and allow them to keep walking. That lets me know. Are you following me, or are we just walking on the same path? Let me step to the side. Let me step to the side or tie my shoe or walk across the street. If you follow me across the street, then I know you behind me. Like, hey, are you following me? Then I want, and at bare minimum, I want you to know that I'm cautious of how you moving right now. And if you ain't up to nothing, oh, I'm sorry, my fault. Let me get past you. I see how you might be uncomfortable. Or you'll let me know that you on some BS and I have to move accordingly.
So here's my issue with both scenarios. Being stationary. I think in a woman being stationary in a potential kidnap situation, because that's where our brain is going. Anytime, I'm telling you, anytime as a woman, if I see a man and it gives me sketchy in any form,
right?
I can see him. I'm looking at him. I'm looking at all the cars that are around me. I'm looking to see if I see a van. Like my brain is assessing all things within the radius. And I'm not going to be stationary. I might continue to walk and be like, hey, same storyline that you ran and tell them that whole thing, but I am continuing to walk because I need to be in a position to go. I don't need to be in a position where you can just grab me. I'm not stopping and letting you pass me. In fact, I'm crossing the street. Like, I'm getting far away from you. I am not letting you get close enough to me to put your arms around me because I don't even know If you're alone, you're probably not. You're probably the guy that snatches the girl and throws the girl in the car. So like, as a woman, I would.
You're not probably, but I mean, in your mind, if you think that, then that's fair for you to think that, or that's fair for you to make that assumption until you know otherwise.
Right?
But
yeah,
it's like, not probable that most men you come across in the street are about to just snatch you up.
No, it's true.
But
however,
it's safer to take that
all women, all of us are thinking that.
Sure, absolutely.
Only because we're like, I can't not think that. Because the day I don't think it is the day I'm chilling and get snapped. You know what I mean? So it's like, we're always like, this person might kidnap me. And it's crazy that our brains like are always on that. But like, if it's late, you're in a remote area. If I'm in a lift, I'm watching the lift the entire time. Not because I think they're going to try to cheat me, but because if you take one false move and you are not going in direction of my house, I need to be alerting someone immediately. You know what I'm saying? So I would say in that scenario, I think some of the things that you suggested in terms of it's late, bro. I can't, you know what I mean? And just being able to quickly assess whether that's what it is or not, I think is a good idea, minus being stationary. Other than that, I think it could work. Yeah. What about you, Nikki?
The other question I'm asking is there somewhere for me to go to actually get away? Is there a restaurant close by I can walk into? Is there some type of public? Because then that's the other assessment. Because then when you say, hey, if they're bigger, stronger, faster, in some instances, I could try to take off running, and it's not going to help if that's what they up to. I just need to know in order to assess the situation. Now, like you said, if there's some way that I can get away, or there's some place that I can go into, or I can jump into my car, okay, that's an option. But when there are no options, it's better to confront a situation versus be left in, I don't, and the reason I say that is because even as a man, you have to do that sometime when you're in certain neighborhoods, certain surroundings, and you're just not sure about. And then I've done door-to-door sales, and I'm in certain neighborhoods, and I'm like, I don't know what these people up to. And if I feel somebody walking behind me, because I don't care whether I'm a man or not, two or three men, I'm not gonna be able to overpower them. Somebody got a dog with them. Somebody I may be at a disadvantage somewhere, so it's easier for me to stop, pull to the side. Oh, hey, you can go past me.
Do you feel like, I have a question, people who are the type of person who would try to kidnap someone or try to harm someone, do you think that they're less likely? Yeah, they're like an opportunist, but do you think they're less likely to do that to someone who is a person who's like, I'm confronting this head forward, versus a person who's scared? Okay. That's good to know. Because they're going to have a harder time, more than likely.
Right.
Because this person's a little more alert.
That in itself kind of gives people pause to some, when you, instead of you just kind of picking up your pace and walking. And I mean, if you need to go across the street, then that's always good, because you can find out if they're actually following you or not, if they walking across the street with you. But you turn around and you confront them or face them, that gives people pause. Like, oh, this ain't the one that might, it might not be them. And then some people even joking about it too. Like, hey, hey, I don't know who behind me. I'm sorry, you behind me? Oh, I'm just okay. Hey, I got GPS tracker on me. Just let you know. Something happen, you will. They will find me. Right? Yeah, I keep it planted on me. They will find me immediately. Okay. Yeah, you have a good day.
Okay. Nikki, Anna, do y'all have anything that y'all would add to how Q did as a woman in this scenario?
Honestly, I didn't hear it. I just logged in, so
all good. Nikki,
I just, I don't generally go out in public with just this automatic fear, right, of something bad's gonna happen, or I'm gonna run into that man, or like And I think sometimes my level of fear or safety, could be not the same level of fear or safety for the next person. So, I used to work until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, every Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. And, I'd leave the office at 3 o'clock in the morning. I walk to the parking lot and I'd throw the trash away and I'd walk to my car. And, it's right in an area of town that, as, years went on, it, progressively got a little bit tougher and tougher part of town. And I used to always say to myself, one of these fucking nights, I've been doing this for shit, almost 20 years, and nothing bad's ever happened. Like, one of these nights, what's going to be one of those nights, right? Well, one of those nights, there was somebody who was like sleeping in the dumpster one night as I go outside at 2 o'clock in the morning to go take the fucking trash out, which I didn't need to do. I didn't have to do it, but I just wanted to make sure that the trash was out after my class was gone, before the clients come in Monday morning. I got to hear my dad, fussing about trash, which is stupid because he really wouldn't, because he knows that it's me leaving late as shit at night on a Sunday. He's not going to want me taking the trash out anyways. But the day that somebody was in the fucking dumpster was the day I never took the trash out again once the sun went down at the office. And I was like, just how quickly something can happen. But I don't live in this space where, like, I think that something is going to happen. I try to have situational awareness, and I really do try to be preventable. Like, I'm not going out jogging at night. I'm not going to go out at night, by myself, unprotected at all. I'm just not. Like, because we know that we can approach the conversation the right way. We know that we can tell him no the right way. We know that we can dress in a fucking, snowsuit from head to toe in the right way, right? And still may get attention that we're not asking for. I'm just trying to fucking exercise. And I think that, in some situations, no matter how many times you try to do things right and not be a jerk or not be like a mean girl or whatever to a dude that you're not interested in who's trying to hit on you, it doesn't go the way that you hoped it went. And so, I mean, maybe I'm overreacting, but I just think that minimizing situations like that to where it can even happen is just, that's how I go about those situations. So if I'm not jogging, anymore in the evening time because it's dark and I'm by myself, then I'm not. Like, I'll figure something else out. But I just don't trust that, because I was watching a thing online like maybe 2 weeks ago. So it's interesting that you're kind of talking about this right now. And there was a woman, I posted it on social media too. There was a woman who was at a park, and it was like, this is what being a woman in the park on your day off looks like. And she's just having like a solo picnic by herself at a totally public park, like just on a picnic bench, not like a little children's park, but just like a park. So there's tons of people. It's out, it's public, it's daylight, it's beautiful outside. And this one dude just comes over and he will not leave her alone. And she has repeated herself over and over. She's tried to be nice. She's been like, not forceful. Like, she's, her no has meant no. Her words were clear. And dude was not giving it up. And she just kept telling him he needs to leave. And he's like, this is a public place. Like, he's fighting with her now about him coming over under her fucking blanket. And after a while, she starts packing her shit up and she starts leaving. As he's walking towards wherever he's leaving to, this other guy comes out from behind a fucking car and meets him. And they both just walk off onto the next destination. And she's like, oh my fucking God. Like, this could have been one of those situations. And I was like, damn, you never even think about, like, how often could you have a 2-person team out there scoping? I mean, we expect that they may do that with children, right? But this is a grown asshole woman in a public park in the middle of the daytime being harassed by these 2 men watching her as they're like going and getting into a van. So I don't know. I think we have to have situational awareness. I think there's got to be situations we don't put ourselves in, whether we like it or not. And I'm a firm believer in fucking protect yourself at all costs. Whether you carry a small gun or you have a knife or you have a taser or you have bear spray or you have all the above, like, you have to protect yourself, because that example is a risky one, can be a risky one.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because women don't feel comfortable carrying protection. Girl, protect yourself. Please protect yourself. And fellas too, shit, y'all get attacked on trails too. But generally it's, women who are being attacked by other people.
Stay safe out there, y'all. Cute.
Huh?
I said, stay safe out there, y'all.
Would you handle it any differently, Denise?
I go jogging at night sometimes. I was recently told that I should not.
Yeah.
But I
That
also,
would be the
again, I feel
first
like
thing I would say. But yeah, go ahead.
I also feel like I
Especially
have
in
an
New York.
advantage. Well, no, I feel like I have an advantage because I'm 5'7.5". You know what I mean? Like I'm not little.
No,
You
we had
know,
that conversation
I
already.
know
Denise.
y'all told me, and so I was just like, I think I have more strength than I actually have in my brain. And then I'm like, well, I'm running, so I'm already running. So like, you got to do a lot, if I'm already running. And then I'll try to run on like a main road where there's going to be like a lot of traffic
Sure.
if I do run at night. So it's going to be like, you going to try to snatch me up where it's at any point in time that another car could be coming down the road. Probably not. So I kind of, but I was told I shouldn't do that anymore, so I stopped.
And
Do you
especially
I
think
can't
that?
good, and
promise I won't do
especially,
it again.
but
Do you think
I
that?
guess. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Do you think that being in New York, because there's definitely a different, like, let's say transportation culture, right? And I don't mean just
Hmm.
like transportation, but just like the volume of people who are pedestrian or, feet people, as opposed to people that own cars and would never go outside anyways. Like, like, do you feel like it's safer for you to run there than, let's say, if you were back here at home or in any other city? Do you feel like there's something about New York that maybe has your defenses down a little bit?
Yeah, I feel like one thing about New York that has my defenses down is I feel like there's always somebody outside.
Okay.
And like I feel like somebody's always awake, somebody's always outside, somebody's always walking, somebody's always like it's rare that it's just like so I feel like a certain
Right.
sense of safety because I'm like, you got to be out here wilding, you know what I mean? But then also sometimes I do stuff like that because I just want to take my power back. Sometimes I'm like, sometimes I'm just like, yo, I get it, but I don't. I sometimes I see people like dudes taking naps at the park, and I'm like, yo, I wonder what that's like. You know what I mean? So you just go take a nap at the park? Yo, I wish by myself.
We can't take naps at the park like that. Like, no
Not
way.
alone, not alone.
Shit.
Yeah, so I gotta take my power back.
Just think about what that's got to be, how different that is in a man's head to just be like, I can take a nap at the fucking park and I have nothing to worry about. Like, we could never. Wow, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
What was the question
Certain things.
exactly?
Well, the question we asked Q was, what would he do in a scenario if he was a woman and someone approached him at night, a man approached him at night and was like kind of coming on to him, and even when he's like, "Yo, chill," he's like, making passes at him and things like that. Like, what would he do in that scenario? And so he answered and told us, and I think it was a pretty good answer, what he would do. And one of the main things he said is just like he would confront it like head on, to be able to really assess what's happening or let a person know. He was like straight up, I'd be like, hey, it's late. As a woman, I don't really feel comfortable talking to men I don't know at night. Like, and to be able to assess like he was saying like, like an upstanding man would understand that and like let it go. But a person who's has bad intentions would probably keep pushing. Yeah.
For sure. Okay.
Okay.
So Q, what do you want to ask us?
Scenario. You three gentlemen. You're dating a woman.
Yes.
You like the woman.
Uh-huh.
What's going on? You like the woman, You're thinking about hold on, you know what?
I feel like this is gonna be so good.
Hold on, I'm trying. It's a two-part. I'm trying to think about which question I want to ask first. I'll just go with this one first, so we already getting on time. Okay, you dating someone, you starting to like them. You're thinking about marriage. She tells you that, hey, just full transparency. When it comes to the way I look at marriage, the man is expected to take care of everything. Supposed to take care of all the bills. How are you responding to this? as a man.
Okay, hold on. Provide some financial context. What situation am I in as a man? Am I able to do this like financially? Am I not able to do this financially? And by
You
all the bills, does that mean like all
I
the
guess
household bills plus her side bills plus getting her hair done, nails done, all like am I paying for all expenses? Like what is
everything.
everything?
Yes, take care. Now, as far as what your income, let's go with the average person. You can kind of barely keep yourself above water.
Mm.
You're getting by paying or taking care of yourself, but it is a struggle. Every month is a challenge. And you're about to take on this new partner who expects you to handle all of it. Hey, I'm traditional. My dad, I don't care if it was back in the 60s and 70s. My dad took care of my mom. And I expect my man to take care of all the bills when it comes to us in our household.
How old am
And
I
so the
in this
scenario
scenario?
is, I'm sorry, what's that?
Am I like 20s, 30s, 40s? How old am
You
I?
your age. You are your age.
Okay. Okay.
But you are it's a struggle for you right now.
Okay. Um, I'm just gonna be upfront. I'm gonna be like, listen, baby, let's let's just look at the facts. This is the scenario I'm in. This is the scenario the economy is in. This is the kind of job that I'm working, and a situation where I'm able to potentially get a promotion, then I can start to take on more. But as for right now, I can't see myself being able to take care of you and all bills and me and all of the bills. If that's something that, do I got kids? Do she got kids?
Um let's say how old was it? Say if you're in your mid 30s and she got at least one or two. Because in
She want me to take
reality,
care of them
most
too? Where their daddies
well,
at? Where their daddies at? Are
I'm
their daddies present?
oh
Cause,
no,
cause see, now I'm
no, it's
feeling a
all you.
little. Now as a man, I'm getting upset.
Hmm. Yeah, you gotta.
As a
Let's say
man.
she has one child. She has one child.
Hmm.
One 5-year-old.
The dad pay child support.
Um, in most cases, no.
hell
Usually, well,
no.
you know what? Even
Right.
if they did, then they don't expect that money to come. That's not going to contribute to the household because they expect you as the man to pay for all of it, whether they are or not.
What did you say, baby girl? Listen, let
These
me
are
tell
real
you
life
something.
scenarios, by the way.
I know, but I would have to let my girl know. I'd be like, baby, I love you, but this is not feasible for me. And if this is a deal breaker for you, then I understand. But I'm looking for a woman who can also help contribute to the household, especially in this current economy and the way things have changed. I respect your grandfather. I'm sure he was a great man. However, that was 1950 something. We are in 2025. And I'm not going to be able to do that, and I'm going to need you to be able to work with me. And if you can't work with me, then I completely understand that, and we just probably gonna have to go our separate ways. I may not throw that in the first conversation. I may not throw the separate ways in the first conversation, but I would see if she's willing to negotiate terms with me. I definitely want to know where that daddy is, because he needs to be paying for his own child. Not to say I want to take care of my stepson like my own son. I love my stepson, but baby, I can't do that, sweetheart. I can't. I'm not going to be able to do it. This is something that is not feasible. This is how much I make. These are my bills. These are your bills. Then we ain't included the chunk of the random stuff that happens that we didn't account for, like the car breaking down, somebody tires busting, the kid needs football pads for the little league thing. Like we haven't even accounted for like the miscellaneous stuff that just happens in life. So I would just be like, realistically, looking at the budget, this is not something I can do.
Okay. Anna?
Nikki, go ahead.
First of all, I love you are like, where they daddies at? Where these kids dads at? Because I think truthfully, you know, most women that get into relationships with men, that's not what you want to hear the man say, right? Like, of course, in theory, yes, this child's father should be doing their job and taking care of their financial part and, you know, being a part of their life, obviously, right? But so the man that I am, how I would answer this scenario, I guess, because the woman that I am believes in gender roles and wants that too, right? Like, that's ideally, you know, that's where I come from. That's ideally what, you know, that's what I want. So I wouldn't feel like if my woman came to me with like, this is what my goal is, you know, like, yeah, maybe a single mom and I've had to obviously bust my ass to take care of my child and get me and this child to this point. You know, I've now met you, you've come into my life. I would make no, I don't hide what I want and what I don't want. And I know, Q, you don't agree with that theory in dating too much, you know, in the very beginning, right? But like, I don't want to waste my time or your time. So, you know, if we're fresh in this dating world and, you know, we obviously have goals and aspirations and how we want to create our family, obviously, you know, you're coming into an already built-in family. But I'm also one of those, you know, I don't believe in stepkids. Your kids are my kids regardless. So this our baby, right? This is what we're going to do. Now, if I'm in a situation as a man where I'm not truly financially comfortable with being able to take on that whole load, then I am going to let him know, hey, you know, where can we compromise? You know, maybe these first couple years, let's get our money stacked. Let's pay down our credit. Like, let's take care of some things so that, you know, once baby goes to kindergarten, you know, you can work part-time, or, you know, we can open up your business and you can run your business from the house, or, you know, whatever the case may be. Ultimately, if I love her enough and I want her in my life, I don't have a problem accommodating, right? Like, I don't, and I'm a gender roles person. So men are supposed to take care of the family. Women are supposed to take care of the family too, just in a different capacity. So as long as she was willing to do the jobs that I think that a woman are supposed to do in the home, then as a man, I don't have a problem doing mine. But I'm not going to do mine if you're not going to do yours. I'm not going to do mine if you're not going to be contributing. I'm not going to do mine if you're just taking and taking and taking. But I'd be very much okay with that arrangement. Even if I was struggling, like, it would still, there's still a peace of mind for me, for the woman to be home with the child, taking care of the household. You know, yeah, work is stressful and I'm not making a whole bunch of bread and so on and so forth. But when I come home, it's love here. When I come home, this is my sanctuary. When I come home, this is my peace. I'm cool with that, as opposed to us both coming home at 6 o'clock and being in traffic and having to get the kid, and who's going to make dinner? Nobody wants to do it. Who's going to do dishes? Nobody wants to do those. Who's going to wash fucking clothes? Who has time for that? Let alone now you want me to have sex with you tonight? I'm fucking tired. I've been at work all day. Like, and I realize that everything works different for each family, right?
You
but
talking as a man right now? That sounds like a woman's statement right there.
Do what?
I said, are you talking as a man? That just sounded like a woman's statement right there.
I'm just saying, if both people are holed out, ragged out, like, you know, working full-time jobs, as opposed to man going working really, 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 really hard, coming home to a sanctuary, like.
Let me give you a side note real quick, Nikki. When a man worked that hard and he that tired, he want to have some sex at the end of the day.
He wants some. He damn sure gotta get some.
Want that to lie. I'm working this hard. I need
I'll
to
better lay down and not have to work at all for that. You put the work in.
I hear the woman coming out of you, Mr. Davey.
I can accommodate. I'm at home chilling. I can accommodate. As soon as you walk in this door, baby, what you need.
So are you done, Nikki?
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, first off, I don't believe in stepkids, but I do believe in the parent of that child taking responsibility, right? But that's still my baby, period. Point blank, period. Whether he is or she or he or is taking responsibility for the baby, like if we're in it, we're in it.
Yeah.
But on the dating part though, like before we even got to the point where I'm like, I really want to marry this bitch. Like, yeah, okay, I really fuck with her, right? Like I really think that I could do something with this.
Mr.
She would
Anna, you
have
shouldn't
to
be calling
be
your woman no bees. But go ahead.
Just Carmen and
okay.
Jim
I really
opinion on the
fuck with my baby.
situation.
I really fuck with it. Okay. I do call her. You can't call him a bee, which is baby.
No, Mr. Anna, yeah, Mr. Anna, that's not appropriate language.
Okay. So yeah, I really fuck with her. But before that, it would be because for me, in my mind, I think that there is someone, not someone for everyone, but someone in your own price range, if you will.
Yeah.
So does that make sense? Like there can be very high maintenance women, and there are low maintenance women. Now, what my pocketbook looks like is okay. Can I deal with a high maintenance woman? First of all, like meaning like everything. Can I even provide for her before I even start fucking with her?
Right.
Yeah.
Because as a man, right, in my mind, like that's already gonna be something that I'm gonna do anyways, right? Because off jump, like I'm a provider, I'm a protector, I'm supposed to be the, like the man of the house, the head of the household. And if I want her to follow my lead, then I need to be able to provide things for her in order for her to be led, whether that's spiritually, financially, mentally. I need to be able to project us in the right path, right? So in the beginning stages, I would have already figured out whether or not she was within my price range. Period. So then in the beginning stages, I would have found out, okay, how was your family? Like, how were you raised? How do you like things? You know what I mean? Like, those are conversations that we would have already had before I even was thinking about proposing to her. Before I even thought about like, maybe I could really rock with her for forever. Like 5 months down the road, I'd be, or not even 5 months, like within the first 3 months, how was your family background? Like, how were you raised? Like your parents still together? Like just different questions. Like, your dad stay home, your dad take care of your mom type things. Like, where's your head at? And those are the conversations and the questions that sometimes don't even occur in the beginning stages of relationships. But for me, knowing all the things that I know now, and as a man, that would be my first questions to her. Like, what are your requirements? What do you require from me?
What do you mean by that would be your first? I mean, are you jumping into that on the first date?
Not the first date.
As soon as you guys decide to become an item, like when does those questions
come up?
Yes.
I mean, for me, it would be like within the first few dates, not the first date, and it's not like an automatic spitfire question. It'd be like, "Oh, how was your family? How did your family life? Oh, okay, that's cool." And then change the subject. Note to self: family life was cool. Mom and dad are still together. Okay, all right. And then a couple of days later, maybe a couple conversations later. Oh, did your mom stay home? Oh, okay, all right. Go Pops. Yeah, he was providing for you guys. I love that. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so then you already have an idea of the kind of man that she's used to.
Oh, that's good. Ooh, that's really good.
You know what I'm saying? It's the questions
Right.
for me at the very beginning stages that really tell you everything that you need to know, whether you really want to rock with this person or not. But the beginning stages, we don't ever ask questions. We only want to fuck. So, I mean, that's really what
That's correct, Mr. Anna.
I already know. And as long as the pussy good, the head game good, we good.
Oh my god.
Okay.
How do we do? How do we do, Q? How do we do as men?
y'all did okay. Not great. Let me say some of these things. Okay, first you, Denise, you probably did the worst, Denise. Because you start going into this.
Wait, let me ask my friend. What do you think?
Denise is not a good man.
No, and no, I'm not
Hell
saying
no.
good.
Where's baby daddy at?
I am not a good man.
Okay, so it wasn't that you didn't do good, but you're not. It's good chance it's not going to be effective. It's not about being a good man or a bad man. It's how are you? Do you have the ability to be effective in relationships based off of that information? So the first thing, Denise, you start talking about having a conversation and seeing if the woman is willing to negotiate and stuff like that. And don't do that. Don't do that at all. Listen, the last thing I'm gonna tell you, the last thing that you want to do is to have a woman on board with you that really don't want to be on board with you the way that you're doing. Because even if she love you, she appreciate you, and you try to say, hey, we just got to figure a way to work this out. If she has it in her mind that she wants this to work a certain way that she's seen, anything less is going to be constant disappointment in her mind as far as what you're doing. She's going to resent every time she gets up and goes to work. She's going to resent every time she has to pay a bill, even if her baby daddy is bringing in child support. She's going to resent that part of that child support is going to different bills and expenses. She's going to resent all of it because that's not what mentally she wanted to sign up for. So situation like that, you shouldn't even try to say, hey, we just need you to get on board with us. It's just, you need to just stay away from that altogether until you can meet those expectations.
You think so? You think that a woman will resent a man because her goal was this and he couldn't meet the goal, so everybody should go their separate ways, because if that's what she wants, she basically shouldn't settle, is what I'm hearing. Because if she settles, she's gonna resent.
And let me say, if it's a fundamental thing to the point that she made a point to voice, express, and mention this even before you move forward into marriage, that's a top of her priority list. Now, see, for a lot of women, and this is the thing, now I'm transitioning over to Nikki, and because Nikki, what you should talk about, Nikki? Oh, Nikki was talking about if she's willing, then she'd love to take on the responsibility. That's fine.
You're a good man, Nikki.
I'm a good man.
No, again,
I'll marry you.
It's a good. It's a
you
good
pay all the
man,
bills though.
I
ain't got no kids though.
This is the truth is that most in an ideal scenario, many women would love to be taken care of and they can just focus on the children and whatever, the home business and work. And in most scenarios, most men would love that they could take care of everything and have their woman or their spouse not need for anything. But it's not always doable. So it's one of those things to, where is it on a priority list? It's that on our that would be nice list. I think that's on everybody's list. Right. Men taken care of and women having the ability to just focus on the house. Both people would love those scenarios, but oftentimes, especially in today's climate, it's not doable. And women is like, yeah, I understand it ain't doable. And some women be like, well, I'm gonna hold mine down and we can build this together. Some women, I would say more closer like to my wife is, yeah, no, we hold it down. Ultimately, I believe that you can get to a space to where you can be able to provide everything, and then I can focus on the house. And I'm in that same mindset too. So my goal is ultimately us being able to have that dynamic, but it was not a deal breaker for either one of us if that wasn't happening. And you have, and I mean, some men to the place where some men be like, yeah, no, I'm not getting married yet until I can provide for everything, then I'm not willing to go down that road. And some women are even left out like, man, but I said, oh, I'm ready, I'm cool with it. And the man's like, yeah, but I'm not though.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So
I think being ready is most important, and then knowing what you want and what you don't want. I really do, and I think that because that is an important issue for a lot of people entering into a marriage, I think it definitely needs to be addressed very early on. I don't care what anybody says. I think that does need to be addressed very early on, because if we inherently just have two complete different patterns, just different ways that we want to go about this, they may not work well with each other, if we don't have some similar goals shared here.
Right. So one of the things that Anna did say some good stuff, but she's a couple of things she said. She was talking about, well, the father of the child, the father of that child needs to be taking on their responsibility, so they need to be making sure that they paying something. And
I didn't say that.
Yeah,
that was
the father
a
of the child should
what
take
I said
responsibility.
Was, where is he? Where is he?
Okay.
Where is he? You know what I'm saying? I didn't say
so you're saying that
to,
for what reason? Where
my
is he?
Because my stepkids would always be my kids, no matter what. But I am gonna ask the mom, like, where is he? What's the situation? Does he pay? Like, and if he doesn't pay, do we need to start the process of getting this mofo on some payments?
Well, in the situation, you the man, I'm the woman. What does that have to do with?
Can y'all see me? Can y'all hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Nita.
Okay. So I don't think everything should be based off of finances. Yes, a man can pay $1,000 a month in child support, but where's the support for the child as far as being there for them? Help watching them grow, going through milestones and things like that. It's not always about the money.
We're talking about go ahead and answer the question. Sorry, ask me.
And that's right, Anna and Nita. I'm gonna loop you in here too. So the scenario is, and I agree with you, Nita. What we're talking about is in those scenarios where that does apply, and when a woman is more financially conscious of who pays for what and their expectations of it. If you were a man, then how would you handle that type of conversation if a woman was to tell you, I need you to be the one who taking care of all the bills?
Oh, if they're expecting that from you, and like it's a demand,
so this is a role reversal exercise. And how would you handle that as a man if the person that you're looking to marry makes that statement to you? So that's what we're talking about right now.
So go back to my little
okay. So
my bad.
No, you fine.
I'll chime in the middle. I'm sorry.
No, you're perfectly fine. It's
but I do agree with you too, Nita. Like, they should physically be there too, not just financially.
So Anna, so what you were saying, Anna, and this is where I want to throw in, because even when you start asking about, where is the father's role and things like that, first thing I wrote down, and this is between Anna, Nikki, and Denise, I'm like, y'all asking some questions that y'all really ain't got control over. And that's one of those things to where whatever the father's doing, not doing,
it's irrelevant.
Right, exactly. I'm like that. I don't know where that's going to get you.
Agree.
Having an answer to that's not going to get you anywhere.
Well, but the reason we would ask that question is to know, like, okay, is this gonna be just a me thing? Like, am I going to be the sole provider?
I just told you it's gonna be a me thing. I need my husband to be the sole provider.
No, but I'm saying even for the kid. Like, is he the kid?
We're expecting you to be the sole provider.
The kid's not getting no support, no nothing. We can't even go after the dad for anything. Like,
so in a real situation, he's been spotty on and off, and that's nothing that we can expect.
Okay, that's a real situation. So okay,
right,
he's on child support, but he don't pay every now and he don't pay, but every now and then. Okay, I get that. Then
now
I had
let me
that
tell
too.
you the part I do agree with you, and then Denise can jump back into another. We can hopefully get 2 more questions in. I do agree with you talking about using more forethought and asking certain questions, progressing into the conversation. And now what I really do agree with you about is getting a gauge on what her family dynamic looks like. Because one of the things is, even if a woman doesn't express this is what I want, you can have an idea of what her expectations will be based upon how she was raised and what her dynamic was with her parents, if they're still together, if they're married, how did they run the bills, who ran what. So that's the part I do agree with you on. Overall, y'all, you get a C. Okay, I'll say it like this. I will give Denise gets a solid D. Nikki, she'll get a C. She'll get a C, just average C. And Anna, I would give Anna a B to a B minus.
All right, so I'm a good man. All right.
It's okay, but again, it's not about being good. It's about giving. No, I'm serious though. But what I mean by it, it's about giving a response that could produce a successful relationship down the road.
Mm-hmm.
The way Denise did it, nah, that's gonna be bad. Ain't gonna work. But anyway, okay, it's back to you, Denise. Go ahead.
With a new question?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna pass it to somebody else. Does anybody have a scenario they want to put Q in as a woman?
Yes, give me 1 second. And it's coming from the side. So give me 1 second.
You said as a woman, so is this like a gender reverse?
Yeah, we're basically doing a gender swap. So we're presenting scenarios to each other and say, okay, if you were a woman, what would you do in a scenario? We'll let him explain it, and then we assess whether we think he handled that well as a woman or not, and vice versa.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why we're saying we're good men.
I was on the wrong team. My bad.
Okay, so here's the question. You're already in the marriage, right?
Okay.
You are, let's say, like a year or 2 in the marriage, right? And you start to realize, as you're the woman now, right? How would you handle it if you realize that your husband wasn't the man or the husband that you thought he was going to be?
Where's he lacking? We need more details.
So like, let's say y'all are like, so let's say you have kids, he doesn't have kids, so he doesn't have parenting skills. He doesn't have what you now know, like financial, learning how to be financially savvy. So how would you handle that as a woman, knowing that he doesn't have good parental skills? He doesn't have very good communication skills. Although when you married him, it was all of these things were portrayed in a different light.
I don't know if this is gonna work for me, Anna.
No, you got it. You got it.
No. I mean, I listen. I don't know if this scenario will work for me because everything you mentioned, there's no way in the world I would have married this person.
Right.
Like
Okay,
literally
so
nothing. If you don't have the parenting skills, you have poor financial literacy, you're not good like all of those are red flag, red flag, red flag. No, I will not get married. And so it's very similar on both sides. Like even as a man, I've considered some of these things with another partner. What makes it extra, or what would make it extra tricky for me, because if you know anything, if you ever talk to my sister, I am a very gender role type person. And I would, if I was a woman, I would be someone who's submissive to their husband. So it's not even just about what they don't. This person has to be the leader of the household. And in order for you to be the leader of our household, I have to trust that you will handle the business of the house. If you give me red flags or uncertainty that you are not up to handling your business, like there's literally no way that I would marry you.
Mm-hmm.
And being someone that I'd have to follow under, it wouldn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
you said they were presenting different at first.
Yes.
And that ain't gonna work for me either. Me, that you're not gonna be able to present something to me that I'm not going, at least from that standpoint. Now I feel like even through my I've been married once over, so even my
So let's say
ex-wife
that
being a
they're
dude.
different culturally altogether. Like
Mhm.
you didn't get a chance to even see their parenting skills only via phone and FaceTime because they're in a whole different country. Their kids are in a whole different country.
I
So
never married them.
you would have never married them.
No, I would have never ever married them. And then
So,
let me take it a step further. I need to see you around your nieces and nephews. I need to
Mm-hmm.
see you around your friends' kids. I need to see you interact with your parents. All of those things are about communication skills as well. It's just in that scenario, there's no way I would have married somebody like that.
so I have a question.
Sure.
So when you say gender roles, is that what you're pertaining to? Like as far as how
Yeah. So if I was the woman in this scenario, since we're switching it
Mhm.
over,
Okay. So
I would defer to my husband.
what would you feel like you would be expected to do as a woman for the children and for the family? Is it partially what you just said, like most of it?
As far as so that's a good question. I'm trying to because if I answer the question directly, my answer is more in principle than
Mhm.
it is direct. So even when it comes to gender roles, I don't have specific gender roles.
Mhm.
I do this,
That's
I
fair.
do this, he does this, he does. But what I'm talking about is we partner, but only one person gets the final say so when it comes down to who decides what direction this household goes, and it's the man.
Okay.
So yeah, I'd have input. If I needed to help work, then I'd do that. If I needed to help
Mhm.
with the kids, then I'd do that. But
Right.
at the end of the day, one person gets final say so, and that will be the man.
And that's
Gotcha.
why you wouldn't marry a man who you
That's
couldn't
why
trust to get stuff done.
100%,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
And then even to get in much lesser scenario, but it still holds some truth to it. Even in the church, I'm very selective about what church I go to, because if you are a spiritual leader or a pastor, I got to trust that you will lead us and lead people in the right direction. And
Right.
if you on some sideways type stuff, then yeah, no, I can't
Yeah.
be behind that.
Right.
Is the light blocking Q's face for anybody else?
You
It
say
only
it's
does
Just
on
what?
here, but on real live, it's not over his face.
okay, good, perfect. Right. As long as it's not on the real live.
No, it's
Um,
on our little screen.
do we have
Uh,
any feedback for
I,
Q as the
I,
woman him?
well, No, I agree with him when it comes to like because I talked about like what do you think a role is for a woman?
Mhm.
So he explained it and I totally understand it. But spiritual wise, like as far as spiritual, I get that you don't want to be led and misdirected and thinking this is how I should be and then this is how I shouldn't be, but you want to have I think it aligns with your relationship with whoever you're gonna be with spiritually. If we're speaking on that, I don't know.
Mhm.
It's free thinking. But I think it should align. So whatever you expect in your relationship or / your marriage, I feel like it should be the same way. It should coexist.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Anybody else?
I kind of feel like you kind of escaped the question a little bit.
I
Because you're
did.
just like,
I did.
I would never. You didn't
I
say what you
did.
would do if you were in the actual scenario, though.
I know. And you
But
know
let-
what, Denise? I don't like my answer because it was escaping, but that's
Yes.
just that there's no other way I can answer that. I would not have
If someone
gotten
just had the wool over your eyes, you had no idea. They were quite literally showing you something different. Their behavior was different. You get into the relationship and you find they've been robbing Peter to pay Paul. And they ain't really they cool as the stepmama, that's the girlfriend, but as a full-time mom to this kid, you're finding like, oh wait, they don't quite know how to discipline
okay.
correctly and things like that, where you're like, oh, you was cool as the auntie type version, but not as the mom full-time provider in the sense of that
I get
way.
what you're saying, Denise, but this is the thing. There's certain things where you can kind of like, dang, I didn't really see it. Now I see it more
Right.
clearly once I'm in. There's certain things that you cannot miss, or there's certain things that I won't miss. If you are, poor financially literate, like I'm going to see that. I'm going to see the way that you handle your money and that you pay your bills and the way that you keep up and the way that you're frivolous spending and are you paying for things that you need versus are you impulsive. I'm going to see those things. It ain't no way around that. You can't hide that. When
You're right.
Oh, he's frozen.
You broke up.
He froze. He froze.
Quisha.
It's 10
Look
o'clock.
at his face though.
You gotta hop in and hop. Quisha, you gotta hop out and hop back in. That's his girl name.
He got stuck.
I think we can have more men join this conversation.
I
tonight.
know.
They're always putting everything on cue.
Yeah,
Wait, another man.
Hopefully my husband will walk in a minute because he's for it. He gonna speak on it.
We want to hear
Anything
it.
in general. But yeah, so hopefully he steps in. But I was like, where's the other dudes?
Right. Yeah, we want to hear from some more men.
I agree with you when you talk about spending and you can. I forgot. We're talking from a. Okay, that's what we're talking from a different standpoint. Okay, this is throwing me off.
Yeah. So we're pretending that Q is a woman. How would he handle? Yeah. Well, we're not the men in this particular scenario. Q is just the woman in this scenario. So we're like presenting a scenario for him, like how would he address this as a woman? And then we'll tell him, actually, Q, that works or that doesn't work, like just from the women perspective. Yeah.
Oh boy.
My toe broke. My toenail.
Cute. See, that's why we need more men in this scenario. Because look, we can't even ask you. Okay.
This one was the one that was broken.
What were you saying, Nita?
I'm saying he's burnt off.
That's funny.
It's always 39:45. Something happens with the Wi-Fi connection. He'll be on his phone in a second logging in. Watch. It'll take just a second, but he'll log in.
Okay, I
So
have
can I add somebody here? I
to
can
the
add
call. Yeah, you just send them the link and they'll be able to join.
the same one you sent me, Nikki.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see.
Go ahead, Denise.
Okay, since we don't have any non-binary people here, I still want to ask the question, and if the non-binary families in the chat, get in the chat and let us know how you think we did. This is a good one. So for people who don't know what non-binary is, non-binary is a person who does not identify as male or female. That's what a non-binary person is. Typically,
Right,
they go by they, them, right?
right.
Those are their pronouns. So you're non-binary. You're at the family Thanksgiving. Oh, Q, you're back. I'm asking a non-binary question. You're non-binary.
Thank you, Q. Thank you for hanging in here.
Right. But you're non-binary. You're
I
at the
thought I just
family
jumped off all
function.
the way to avoid the question.
Right. You're just right. You're tired of
I'm
it. 2 hours of being a woman and you just cannot take it. But,
Okay, I'm sorry. Give me what does non-binary mean again?
so for those who don't know, non-binary means you don't identify as male or female.
Oh,
So that's what a non-binary person is. And they typically
I
their
love the eye
pronouns
roll.
typically their pronouns are they and them, right? So let's say you're non-binary, you go to the family function and your family refuses to call you they, them. They keep calling you she or him or whatever your born gender was. How do you handle that scenario where you're being misgendered by your family at a family function?
Actually, I do have that situation in my with my Hawaiian family.
Mm-hmm.
They are okay with that,
Mm-hmm.
only because they know that they were a she
what do you mean
before.
they're okay with that?
They're okay, like they don't feel. So I did talk to them about this, like this very subject, and it was a while ago. Um, but because it's their family and it is usually the older generation that can't understand
Mm-hmm.
what they were doing, or their life choices. um they told me that they're more understanding when it comes to them, as far as being corrected. Like they will correct them, they will correct their family, and be like, hey, that's not, but they don't take it offensive.
Okay. See,
um
dang, you threw me off when you kept saying they. I'm like, which?
Yeah,
Okay.
so they
I
is
forgot the
in this
conversation today.
particular
You're right.
situation is
Non-binary they.
yeah,
Gotcha.
it's the pronoun.
yeah.
For the non-binary person is
So
they or
Right,
them.
okay, so
right.
she
Yeah,
in,
'cause
Not
in
you
this
they
said
as
they,
in
aspect,
but
the
I will
family.
say
gotcha.
she because they would be family. So, but she goes by they, them. But for this particular right now, so that we won't be all confused, I will use she for they, them, and then they for for their family.
Or
So
can you do this? Can you do the family and still call them they, them?
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So they were like with the family, they were like that's fine.
Mhm.
But when it comes to the younger ones were really okay with calling them by their pronouns. But they just told me that they don't really see it as an issue as far as the older crowd goes, because they still have that respect for their family, and they know that they were raised as a she, and
Right.
so they acknowledge, the family acknowledges them as a she. Sorry, I'm trying to,
Yeah,
No,
because
I got
honestly
you.
you're
it
good.
was hard for me also,
Mhm.
because I would call her name
Yeah.
and she didn't like it. And so I was like, oh, like I see that you're transitioning now. So what are you doing? Like what?
Well, hold on,
Okay,
Anna.
so
Now, because
the
that could be
fact
like
that you
two different
said
things, though.
the fact that you said who are what
What
are
are
you?
you? What are you wanting to be?
That I think that could be offensive within itself.
Well, in the context,
Versus
if it's a
what
stranger, I'm not going to talk to you like that. This is like my little
oh, it's
cousin.
a friend. Okay,
It's not a stranger. I'm
Mm,
talking to my family. Like, what do you want to be? What are you trying? What are you doing? Like, what? Let me know what's going on because I don't understand. You
uh-huh.
know. And then she then told me, "Oh, I'm doing this, and this is what's going on." And I was like, "Oh, okay. So this is how what you're doing
But that
now."
wouldn't be non-binary, though, would it?
It could be if you're
Transitioning
transitioning
over, then
to,
that wouldn't be not
but if you're not, you could
right.
be, if you're transitioning to a man, then no. But if you're transitioning out of being a woman to being a non-binary person, it's still a transition
Mm-hmm.
because you
Okay, so
went
this
from
is.
one gender to another, or
Let me
It's
go ahead and get in
it's
trouble
it's
right
a
here. Then.
third gender. It's just not male or female.
mm-hmm.
Let me get in trouble real quick. Then maybe I
Hmm.
may not get in trouble. I'm putting myself in this scenario. If this were me,
Hmm.
and I'm non-binary, and you said so, dang. Because it's two different things at work here. On one side, if you call me, if I was known as a he and you call me he, I'm not going to take offense to that. I'm just not. Now, if I say, oh, I go by them or they now, for me, and y'all might have heard me say this a million times, intention is everything. If you're accustomed using pronouns and I have a beard, so you call me he, I'm not going to take offense to that. Now, if you're going out of your way to call me something out of more of a disrespect type of thing, then that's a different type of issue. It's not about what you call me. It's about your intention behind it. And you're doing it on purpose to kind of be disrespectful or say, I'm not going to call you how you want to be called. Then it's one of those things that I guess my easiest thing is, if you refer to me as he and I don't want to be referred to as that, then I don't answer you.
Oh.
Now, if this is, depending, you say we at this family outing, if this is a specific person's house and the host of this family event is being disrespectful, then I'm not going to that event. Because I can't tell you what to do in your house, but I'm not going to sit around either. I'm not going to just sit around and be disrespected either. Now, I'm not going to shy away from the rest of the family just because there's a couple buttholes in there as well. So if it's a couple people who don't know, then I may just, keep it moving on a different side, but I'm not going to stay away from my whole family because one or two people is just trying to test my buttons. That will be my response about all of those scenarios. The other thing that I said could get me in trouble. If you're non-binary, then it's one of those things like, that maybe that's part I don't understand. Like, how are you getting offended if somebody calls you anything if you don't subscribe to one specific thing, regardless on what they call you? Then why would you get extra? So, for instance, me a long time ago, and this ain't the same thing, but it has just goes to a mindset. Y'all know I was in church and did a whole lot of things. I started off serving, doing security. I later then became a deacon at my church, and then later I became an elder at the church. Now, there are some people even to this day still call me Deacon Q, which is funny to me. Now I haven't been, matter of fact, I'd elevated from a deacon to being an elder, which was a higher position than a deacon at the time. But just because you called me a deacon, and they were like, no, that's the elder. I'm like, hey, I'm a deacon, elder, brother, whatever you call me. I've been all of those at one point in time. So whatever you call me, I'm not taking disrespect from it unless you're trying to say it for the purpose of disrespect.
Right.
So anyway, that's my thought. Somebody else can jump in.
So I have to answer this as a non-binary person, how I
Yeah.
would respond. Okay.
Yeah, if you're being misgendered by your family at Thanksgiving.
I feel like if I was a non-binary person, that I would also have to go out into this world knowing that everybody's probably not going to be okay and everybody's probably not going to understand what is happening, right? Because it isn't for everybody. Everybody doesn't know what that means. So I think that if I was non-binary and I chose to go from woman to they, them, or male to they, them, shedding some of my definitive female, let's say, outer appearance, or shedding some of my definitive male, outer appearance, right? To morph kind of into a they, them, non-binary person. I think that I would have to go into it knowing that the world might not necessarily be understanding or prepared for that. And like you said, Q, as long as it's not a malicious thing, it's not ill will, in your delivery, then I think that there has to be some grace given when it comes to family members, right? Who are just really and truly like trying to learn this new thing, right? Because it is very, some people say, oh, it's no big deal. This is not hard to learn. Yes, the fuck it is, because they and them is plural, right? We're not talking about
Right.
multiple. We're talking about one singular individual who now decides that there's going to be multiples of them. So I personally have a really hard time with they and them, because I'm like, who, where, who else? Oh, it's just one person. So my daughter used to date a they, them. And I was like, dog, I'm going to do everything in my power to not be just blatantly fucking ignorant and dumb about this. But as a grammar, Nazi sometimes, like, I have a really hard time with the singularity and the in the lack of with that particular conversation. So I would have to go into it knowing that everyone's not going to understand. I can't take offense to, every person who may not get it or is choosing to be a dick. We're talking about family here, right? So in theory, you would want your family to be supportive. But if they're not, you have to be prepared for that. So then you make the decision, do I disassociate myself from these people who can't respect me or who are blatantly being disrespectful? Or do I just realize that we're trying to figure out how to cohabitate together right now in
Right.
these changes? Because this is different. Doesn't make it wrong, doesn't make it bad, but this is different. So just, finding that respectful space for everybody to get into, and for those that can't get into it, well, then I'll deal with you how I have to deal with you.
Well, y'all help me out with this too, Nikki and Denise. When using binary pronouns, someone who uses the pronoun is 99 out of 100 times not even speaking to the person themselves. Like Denise, I would never say, how is she doing, or how is her to you. If I'm speaking to you, I ask, how are you doing?
Right.
So it's like when someone misuses a pronoun, they're not even directly talking to the person, or they just say you, or they use your name. So I don't know if it's blatant disrespect for them to hear it in your presence, or if it's just perceived disrespect. But I'm saying, how often is someone mislabeling a person's pronoun? Like, when was the last? I'm trying to think, when was the last time somebody talked to me and said he? Hey, how's he doing?
It's got to be in a group.
How's who doing? How are
Definitely got to
you
be in a
doing?
group
Oh,
setting.
me.
Yeah, it's more than a two people conversation when they're referring to you, he as oh, look at his new car. Oh, look at his this. Oh, look,
Right. And in a
So it's typically
situation
a group
like that,
setting.
I would not be overly what's the word, insulted by somebody referring to me in ways that I myself refer to for the majority of the time that they've known me. That's me. I just wouldn't take offense by it.
right.
Non-binary family, get in the chat. Let us know how we
Yeah.
did. I agree with y'all on this. I'm my sentiments is the same exact as y'all's, which is like, we're all growing through this. We all need grace. If primarily I
Am
have
I still
known
on?
you, yeah, you're back. But I'm like, primarily, if I have known you all your life as one gender, and you changed the game on me, and we're in our 30s, 20s, whatever. Give me some time.
Right.
Right.
Give me some
Agreed.
time. You
Right.
know what I mean? Sometimes
Right.
people get, don't no longer want to be called by their childhood nickname anymore. And it's like
Right.
even that can be a thing that takes time. So I think it's just in this scenario is like again what Q was saying, if a person is not intentionally like trying to disrespect you and just disregard your wishes, give them some grace. Give them some grace. I think grace is good. And that's what I would do. I would give people grace. And I would not expect and again, I'm not non-binary, but if I was, I wouldn't expect my family to call me they them. If my whole entire life they have not known me as that, I wouldn't
Right.
expect that from them. Now, new people, if you know when you met me, I was they them. I'm they them.
That's
You
true.
better call me they
That's
them.
correct.
The new
Right.
people, the old people, I give you a little more grace. The new people, get in line. Get in line. So yeah.
Nita, you want to throw anything in there? How you would handle that?
So I have to restart my phone. So can
Yeah,
someone
you
refresh
ain't the
me
only
on the
one.
topic?
That was me too.
Because
Um,
I do have a question for you though. Because when you mentioned something, I was going to ask you about the whole being the deacon and all that kind of. So, but we'll talk about this now, and then if you wanna go back, we can. Because I had a question for you about that.
I can answer it
But
real quick.
as
What
far
is
as
it?
the
I can go real quick.
binary and non-binary and how, what were y'all talking about? Because I had to restart my phone. So
Okay, gender
if you
roles.
were, yeah. Go
Go.
ahead,
Oh,
Q.
I can do it.
Nikki, I think Nikki, you had what were you saying about that?
No, I'm gonna
You
give you the
expressed how you
scenario.
felt.
Say you are a non-binary person, Nita, meaning that you no longer identify as male or female. You go to a
Mhm.
family gathering, and the people in your family just will not acknowledge you in the way that you want to be acknowledged. So they still referring to you as her and she when you've told them that, hey, no, I don't want to be referred to as that, but they don't, or they don't acknowledge that. How would you respond or act or interact in a situation like that?
So I'm assuming that's if I've already told them, hey, I want to be
Correct.
identified as this or that, and then they
Correct.
still continue to say what I don't want to be identified as.
Correct.
Okay. That would be kind of offensive, to be honest. But at the same time, when it comes to elderly people in your family, they're not going to totally understand it.
That's what
And
he
it's
said.
unfair, but it's just something that's just going to happen because of old school stuff.
Right.
But I don't think it's fair. And I feel like they should respect the fact that whoever wants to be called this or that should be called, be referred to as this or that. I think it should apply to what their wishes are, but it doesn't always happen that way. Yeah, it's pretty unfair, but I also get it because of the way we were raised. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like as individuals
What
and as a whole.
old man said one time, mama named him Clay, I'm gonna call him Clay.
Yeah. And so that's the toughest part about it is because when it comes to the elderly, like your grandmothers, your great grandmothers, if they're still around, they're not gonna fall for none of that.
Yeah, they're not gonna hear it.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, it,
Ain't
They're
doing it.
not gonna hear it.
okay, I raised you, I helped raise you, you growing up, you want to identify as this and that, and this is what you want me to call you. No, I've known you as Cletus. You gonna be Cletus all your life. Just for an example. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and then I feel like it's unfair because if someone's trying to I guess re-evolve and evaluate who they want to be as a human being, they should have that privilege to do so. And so I don't know. It's a tricky situation.
Yeah, I think
When
that's
it
the
comes to
consensus of the whole
family,
call. Yeah, that I feel like we all pretty much are on the same page with that. Like we
yeah,
like. Hmm.
yeah.
What
Okay,
was the
Nita, did
question
you
you
want to
have for
ask me a
Q?
quick question, oh, go ahead.
Before I restarted my phone, you were talking about you said something. I heard you say you were a deacon before or something like that, or you were, I don't know. Don't
Yes, I
quote
was.
me, but
No, I was a deacon and an elder amongst many things. And
hmm
my whole point was I was all of these things at one point in time. So if somebody calls me, if someone refers to me as in my old title, I never got upset, even if they
hmm
called me brother Q. And it was, well, no, you referred to him as, and there will be other leaders. No, that's Deacon Q or that's the other Q. No, I'm all
hmm
of them. I'm all of them. It's perfectly fine. How can I help you? What you need? It ain't no
hmm
problem.
hmm
So yeah, that's all I was saying.
So you got offended
Okay.
by that, or was it?
No, I didn't get offended. There were other people within the church who would get offended when people
Oh,
didn't call them by their correct title.
oh, okay,
Sometimes when people like you, hey, Mr. Jones, and then that's Dr. Jones. Okay, sorry.
okay, got you.
That type of stuff. People
Yeah,
get
yeah.
they want that title to be acknowledged. But I've never been that person. Never will be.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So oh shoot, you know what? I forgot I had to restart my computer and all my questions disappear. Let me pull it up real quick. Okay, so I already know this question. This is
So
gonna be a quick, easy.
I don't think it matters. Well, to a certain extent, it does matter, but a lot of times we get titles, and they get tied to us, and we may move on to doing something different. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and it feels like sometimes you can't ever let that go because, oh, you're known as this, or that. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it's in the church, whether it's on the streets, or you know what I'm saying. You might have a nickname that still stick with you. And I think y'all mentioned something about that
People
earlier,
don't
but
believe this though. It's one of the simple things. If you don't like what people calling you, outside of letting them know, stop responding to it. It don't take long.
Yep.
Stop responding.
Yeah.
And after a while, they get it. You will come to me correct, or you will not come to me at all.
Right.
Set your own boundaries.
Right.
Okay, we run out of time. Let me do a quick one. This is gonna be easy one because this is we just redirecting from one of my last scenarios. So we talked about the woman wanted the man to be the primary breadwinner, but the man is just barely taking care of business himself, and it ain't working. Now we're gonna change that. Say the man is he
Okay.
is doing.
Okay. I'm gonna
Go
come
ahead.
back. I'm gonna see if my husband wants it. I don't know. Go
We
ahead.
ain't gonna be around that long. We only got about 5-10 minutes. So
Okay.
make sure he come live, or make sure he come next
No,
week.
well,
But
he's
we
here.
probably gonna be in about another 5-10
He's
minutes.
here. That's what I was asking.
Okay, sure. Just yeah, it'll be short, but yeah, he feel free to jump on. Okay, so the man is doing well. He can provide for the wife and the 5-year-old, and we don't need the baby daddy's child support. We good over here. I got all that. I've invested. I've done well with myself. I'm solid and comfortable. And this is all you, Mr. Davey. Everybody, you are gentlemen. Now your woman comes to you and says, oh, I see this. Yeah, marriage is looking good, but let me tell you, I don't believe in prenups. I'm not signing any prenup. So what are we gonna do about that? Gentlemen, you've worked all this time, built up your nest egg, got comfortable, got security, and this person who clearly states they want to be taken care of. Okay, yeah, I will absolutely do that. Just to protect the assets that I had previous to us getting into this relationship, I like you to sign a prenup. She comes back to you. I don't believe in signing no prenups. No, that ain't gonna work for me. What's your response?
You're not the one for me. You're not the one for me. If you were the one for me, then you would not then you would understand why I'm asking this. And I'm not, so back to your statement about intent. You would know that my intention is not to do you dirty or set us up for divorce or, not trust that we're not going to be, that we're going to be together forever. Like, no, I'm going into this with the expectation that this is forever. I don't play with this marriage thing, right? So if I've set up a system that protects me, which ultimately I'm going to do that anyways, and you find it so egregious that you're not down for doing that, well, then you're not the one for me. And I have no problem with the man leaving a woman after she says that she won't sign a prenup. I would never co-sign on that dynamic. Not at all.
Denise, she come to you, but like my mother and father never signed a prenup, and they've been together for 40. It just don't feel right. It feels like we're going into this marriage planning to fail when we sign something like this. Please don't make me sign it.
Right away is suspect. Now it depends on.
This ain't right away. This is you, Mr. Nita. You are getting ready, and you are secure, and you getting ready to move forward.
I'm the man.
Yes. So you the man, and your bride to be says, I don't feel comfortable signing this prenup. I know you said this for your own security. I know you're doing well. But if we are going to join into this together, I don't feel comfortable signing this prenup. What's your response, Nita?
Either she has a motive. You know what I'm saying? Like, to still continue to do what she wants to do. Still live her life out a little bit.
My parents never did this, and they were absolutely fine. My parents ain't signed no prenup.
Well,
and they've been together for 40 years.
That's my opinion.
Well, I'm giving you the argument as I'm acting like I'm the woman. I'm giving you the argument that she'd give to the man. And it just sounds like when you're trying to do you trying to make me sign this prenup, you're just telling me that you plan on us failing.
It could be that too. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's what it's. I ain't even gonna lie. Yeah, because
You said that might be the
like
case.
this shit ain't gonna work out. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I knew it. I knew you love me. I knew it.
I can't even lie.
I'm gonna be like, babe, I know there's like preconceived notions about prenups, but the prenup is here to protect both of us. And so we can come to terms that we both agree to. It's not just going to be, hey, we break up and you go your way and I go mine. I can agree to alimony for a certain amount of years or et cetera and things like this. And this will be the price point of things. And like, how long did you stop working? And, if you weren't working during that time at all, I can't expect you to just go out into the world. And, baby, this is for both of us. This will protect both of us. So that's why I want to do this. Also, if I'm being completely honest with you, babe, this is a lot that I built up before I met you. So you don't really have any sweat equity in this. Mm-hmm. If you did, then that would be a different conversation that we could discuss. And I know I was getting a high rating cue until I said that part, but I was.
You really were.
My inner woman came out and started talking too much.
I'm so impressed that you realized that. You literally just went down a letter grade in that one state. I was like, oh, damn.
No. But I would have to see it about though. I'd be like, babe, you was not with me shooting the gym. Baby girl, you came in late in the game and you still getting a ring. Sweetheart, let's be real right now.
No. You were. I was giving you a B to a B minus right then, and then that immediately dropped it to a C. Now, Denise, it ain't that you wrong. You can't say that out loud. As far as it being effective, now Nita already get a D plus. Because Nita was just like, yeah, you know what? You get a D plus. Like, yeah, you know what? I really ain't got no faith in this. That is why I'm doing you. Once you say something like that, then it ain't gonna turn out good.
Well,
And then
I'll tell
Nikki
you
just
why.
flat out left.
No, let me
He's like, all right, Nikki just chunked the deuces, so that's a D minus.
let me explain myself. Because
Well, you know what? I give Nikki a C. I give Nikki a solid C because you do need a hard cutoff on that. It's not going to be effective for long term moving forward, but maybe it might not be any. I think Denise's approach was the best up until the last thing she said. Maybe see if it's
a lot of times we don't get a lot of credit. We known as being dogs and all that.
Okay.
So when something's issue like that, it's like I want to just secure this person for myself, and I don't want to go out. I'm going to go out and do what I'm going to do and explore the world. But as long as I got you right here, cooking and cleaning, and you know what I'm saying, and cleaning and cooking, then I ain't got to worry about it. If you sign this prenup, I know I got you reeled in.
Yeah, like
what you mean? I know I got you. Like
advantage.
I know I got you. Like you want me for me and not just for what I have to offer. Is that what you're saying, or what are you saying? That's the way that I took it. No, that's the way I took it. Like, hey, if you,
it sounds like she's saying
if you're willing to
you'll
sign this
take
prenup, then
advantage.
you really.
You're trying to take advantage because I signed a prenup. So you're like, oh yeah, if you do go, it's going to be difficult for you. Your life's going to be hard.
But see, that's why I give Denise credit because Denise, thoroughly explained. Hey, there's different dynamics to a prenup.
It is.
This don't mean that we just leave you out in the open. That just means that we're protecting past assets for both of us.
Right. It is.
So,
but it's not going to always be thought. It's not going to always be thought about that way.
But it's a better chance of it being thought about that way if you sit down and explain it versus saying, "Yeah, I ain't got much faith in us," or Nikki's like, "Yeah, well, deuces, bye." Like neither one of those is going to make for an effective future.
Nikki, goddamn.
Both of y'all, and you were just way too honest, and I'm like, see, and this the part where y'all messing up.
If you telling me that you are not going to sign a prenup, and I've given you all the reasons why I feel like the protection needs to be there, well, that's cool. You probably not the one for me. I'm not going to argue with you over my fucking money. I'm not. I'm okay being single, bitch. I'm not going to argue with you over my money.
But you right, Denise. You right, Denise, and I agree with you. But mind you, Nikki is my friend for over 40 years. Oh wow. And we kind of think alike, but we also think logically.
Okay, so we're pretty much out of time. That could have Denise, do you have any last ones, or we call it right now?
We can call it. I feel like this could be a recurring show that we do every so often. Like a pick a post. Like we ain't got nothing. Let's go pick a point. Let's do a gender swap episode.
This was fun. I enjoyed this. This was fun.
It reminded me of questions like in a different way.
Huh?
Right.
I said it kind of questions in a different way.
In a different way, like how?
We need to definitely do some 21 questions soon.
Just scenarios. 21 questions have a lot of scenarios involved with it. So you kind of got to step outside yourself sometime with the 21 question.
Yeah. I like it because I felt like this allowed us to have like the women versus men conversation in a way that was like fruitful and healthy. Like let's really put each other in each other's shoes, and like it helps you understand the person who swapped and on the other end of that, because you can really get to understand the mindset of why a person is deciding to do the things that they're doing. So I wanted to do it for that reason.
It forced you, the individual, to think a little bit different than your normal train of thought when you have to put yourself in another person's position or role or gender. There's other factors that make you think differently on how you handle it. So I liked it.
Yeah, me too.
So thank you everybody for joining.
I've never met you guys, but I hope to talk to y'all again soon. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Even though I was confused at first, I'm talking as a woman. Like I got some stuff to say, but I realized, okay, I'm supposed to be the man.
Do you live in the Austin area?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, get with Anna. We meet in person once a month. So we got an in-person coming up, and those are really nice too. So yeah, we love to have you be a part of that, or feel free to come to this. This is an open forum as well. So yeah, it was nice meeting you. Glad you came on.
All right, thank you. And I'm also gonna add more people to the chat.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We share the broadcast. We're on YouTube and all that good stuff. We're glad you came. Maybe we can get your husband on one of these episodes. we love to have more men. Q been holding the fort down.
Yeah.
Where did Rudy go?
Love you, Nikki.
You and Ronnie come out next Tuesday. So next Tuesday, the last Tuesday of every month, we meet in person. So you and Ronnie come out next Tuesday when we do our in-person conversation, and we don't do live at all when we do our in-person conversation. So we have generally 3 weeks of our live show, and then that very last Tuesday of the month is in person. So y'all come out next Tuesday and join us for the in-person conversation, and then just any other Tuesday that you log in. If you happen to ever log in late, we always tell people just like listen to the conversation for a little bit and just kind of pick up where we are, and then jump in whenever you're ready. So it's cool if people don't log in at the very beginning, and sometimes people log out a little bit early if they need to. So we're not too particular about that, but it can take a little minute to kind of catch the flow sometimes when we got a really good conversation going. But the in-person is a whole different energy than our online. So I know Denise is probably sick of hearing us talk about this shit because she can't be here last Tuesday, but it's a great time.
How long? Because I know I joined kind of late, but how long does the actual online sessions last? Is it an hour or two?
Usually 90 minutes. So we start at 8:05 and we typically end at 9:30. We was running a little bit late. Sometimes if conversation get good or
I don't think none of us minded it.
Talk about again.
I don't think we minded.
We don't. I'm the stickler when it comes to that. So even if we like today, we went 2 hours. And then next, we'll be in person next week, and then next time we meet, we probably gonna stick it right at 90 minutes, and then be done.
All right, I'll see y'all.
Anything else, Nikki? We need to add before we jump out.
Stay tuned for information for next week's in person and topic. The discussion topic. We'll of course share it. A little bit later on in the end of this week. But join us last Tuesday. Pretty sure we're going to be out at the food truck, which is right off of Howard Lane and 35. And again, more details will be posted to the page. But come on out. Bring your friends. BYOB. They're going to start a revitalization project over there at the food truck courtyard. So hopefully over the next couple months, we'll really start to see some great improvements, and some cool stuff be added to the food truck over there. So bring your appetite and bring your conversation and bring a good vibe. And we'll see y'all next week in person, and then we'll follow up the week after that. We'll be back live.
And you're going to post that information, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. All right. Can we
the Midwest?
bring food?
I'm sorry?
Can we bring food?
Yeah, we'll talk about it. But yeah, I'll have a post.
Okay.
Is it going to be at the barbecue place? It's going to be at the barbecue place?
Pretty sure.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
Okay. Either there or Spinners.
I need them to run them burgers back again. Them burgers outstanding.
I'll find out from Brent this week what's going to be on the menu, and then of course towards the end of the week I'll get it posted on the Free Thinkers group page, so it'll definitely go up, so everybody will know where we're going to be at.
It's nice to meet you
guys. Today,
Nice
Nikki.
Good night.
You hear me?
No.
I said I appreciate the message because I was like, oh, dang. I was like, oh, she's on point because last week it was Denise. This week it was you. I was like, yes.
You ain't gonna get no more reminders.
Yeah.
Next week.
It was nice meeting with you guys.
He was
It was nice meeting with y'all.